Hey, Capricorn. Welcome to your March reading. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before. So, as always, Capricorn, we are going to pull a tarot spread to look at the story of your month, and we'll close off your reading by pulling a couple of cards from the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck. Before we get into your cards, though, I gotta say, we have on March 25th, there will be a lunar eclipse in Libra, which is your sister cardinal sign, which means that it is happening in a significant house for my Capricorn rising people in particular, but all Capricorn people are going to feel the flavor of this in some way, okay? Check your rising sign, check your own chart, check which area, which sector is ruled by Libra to know what is going to be most affected for you. And if you want to share with me, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to give you a little bit of feedback of what I would expect if I were you. So that eclipse will be happening in Libra, which is for Capricorn, the 10th house, the house of career, the house of public reputation. To make a distinction, there's a house for a job, which is the 6th house, like a 9 to 5, like this is just how I get paid. Okay, I just work here, those vibes. And then there's this house, the 10th house, which is like, this is my life purpose. This is my public reputation. This is what I'm known for or want to be known for in the world. And an eclipse always brings change, shifts, sudden epiphanies or shifts in external events that bring about these kinds of epiphanies. You know what I'm saying? So, if you've been giving any thought to who you want to be in the world, how you want to be seen, your role in society, etc., I would meditate, whatever that looks like for you. You know what I mean? Taking walks, taking baths, whatever, journaling. I would meditate on that arena of your life. Not even about looking for answers, but actually just about making yourself available to receive answers, feedback, synchronicities, messages, etc. Okay, now that I've lost half the Capricorn people who were tuned in because they were like, ask for sign, get the. Let's get into your reading. Okay, Spirit, thank you for your presence and for your messages for Capricorn people, Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising and Dominant folks. Spirit, want to know the truth about what is showing up for Capricorn people in the month of March. What kind of themes, what kind of influences are showing up? And how is Capricorn themselves showing up, Spirit? What do you want them to know in the month of March for their highest good, Spirit? We always aim to create the future that is most fulfilling, abundant, secure, peaceful, joyful. So what does Capricorn need to know in the month of March, Spirit, in order to create that future? Anything we need to know from the recent past as it pertains to the present and the unfolding future for their highest good. Capricorn people. Perfect. Thank you, Spirit. Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, and Rising in the month of March. Ah, wow, I was going to say, like, such a good little feeling settled over me, and then I turn over your first card, Knight of Cups, a very sweet, open-hearted energy. So that makes sense. Okay, let's get into it. Ooh, the phrase that comes, wow, Capricorn. I'm hearing the phrase, I was about to say, it feels like you're coming alive this month. And then I turned this over. I hadn't even seen this yet when I said it. Okay, let's pull out the rest of your cards and then we're going to get into it. Okay. Wow. Every single, it's official. Every single cardinal sign has received the Hierophant in their reading this month in some sector, different sectors in every reading, but the Hierophant is always making an appearance. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Change is good. I feel that you are taking control this month. Like you are taking the wheel. You are open to new things happening for you, Capricorn. So at the center of your reading, you come through as the Knight of Cups, open-hearted, willing to move. The knights are in transition. They are going from one place to another. That's why they're on horseback. Is like, we are in transition here. We're not home, and we're also not wherever we're trying to get, but we are on our way. And the Knight of Cups is on a quest to feel emotionally fulfilled, to feel love, to feel joy, to feel peace, to feel, right? And then your reading is crossed by, so this influence is coming into your life of the Page of Wands. Exciting, exciting message. Exciting, like, we are getting pointed toward, hey, there's inspiration out here. There's inspiration, there's joy, there's information, there's come this way, come this way. You got to try this. That's what I'm hearing. I'm getting like, some of you may have someone like this in your life. That page may show up as an actual person that is like enthusiastic, fiery, right? Page of Wands. So maybe Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, or just a person with that sparkly, charming, exciting energy. And that excitement is infectious. So this could show up as the person, or this could just be the really exciting invitation. Hey, do you want to join this program? Hey, do you want to try this out? Be open to new things. New things are showing up for you. You have such a beautiful, beautiful reading here, Capricorn. Now, as always, there's a little friction, but we can't create traction without friction, right? If we did not have friction, we would just be slip sliding all over the place trying to get wherever it is we're trying to go. It would be very fucking frustrating. So, some walls are coming down so you can be on the come up. Okay? I will ask if you can, as an experiment, try moving through March as if everything that was happening to you and around you was in the name of your fulfillment, joy, connection, understanding. Okay? Just as an experiment. Beautiful fucking reading. Let's keep going. So, you're being invited with the beautiful open heart that you are showing, this vulnerability that you are willing to show. Because even the desire for change is vulnerable, right? And admitting that we want something new or different or better can be a little bit humbling. And being humble ain't so bad. Okay, so you have such beautiful cards going on within you, which perhaps may be unseen by others and maybe even by you. The Chariot, taking the reins, making a choice, going in a direction. Now, Capricorn, if you haven't been on a long road trip, you know that when you got in the car and you took off and you knew you were going to be driving for days or hours or weeks, right? That the first time you ran into a traffic jam or detour or got a little lost or had a tire blowout, you did not go, well, it's not meant to be. The universe, God doesn't want us to go to the coast or whatever. Like, it's just not meant to be. We got to go home. Pack it up, got to go home. You don't do that, right? Because that doesn't make any sense because you've decided, I'm going to the beach or I'm going to wherever. And, you know, things are going to happen. That's life. I'm going on a road trip. So detours and traffic, blah, 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 blah. All of that stuff is likely to happen. And if it doesn't happen, that's wonderful. That's great. That's ideal. But if and when it does happen, I do not take it as a personal affront or an attack from the universe on me trying to get where I'm trying to go. I just take it as, oh, there's traffic. Okay. Still trying to get where I'm trying to go, right? So you don't need to know the exact latitude and longitude of the destination to which you are trying to get. But if you know, okay, I'm heading for a cooler climate, so I got to keep going north. Or I want a warmer, more passionate life, so I got to go south, or whatever. Moving in the general direction of your dreams. Okay? So I'm just saying, for those of you, many Capricorns will know exactly where they're trying to get and when and etc. But some of you won't. And there's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, there's something right with that, okay? Because that's your experience. And if that is the experience you're having, then that is the right experience, okay? The question leads to the answer. So there's nothing wrong with having a question about where it is and being, again, like, okay, well, generally I'm trying to have a little more fun, or generally I'm trying to be a little more creative, or whatever. And so I'm going to bend, I'm going to stretch myself in that direction. You know what I'm talking about? Beautiful card. I love the Chariot. The Chariot indicates victory and overcoming obstacles, but I see it more as leveraging the obstacles. Again, the traction, the friction leads to the traction. Okay? Why do I say that? Crowning your reading, the world, achievement, completion, um, the end and the beautiful end of a cycle, which begins a new one. There's also this great feeling with the world of, oh, you know what? If we had not gotten into that little traffic snag over in Leander, we would have been over here in Austin an hour and a half early, and we wouldn't have been able to. You know what I'm talking about? Like, sometimes the detours lead us to a place that we weren't trying to get to, but that is way better than maybe what our original stifled idea of what was possible was. You know what I'm talking about? So there's going to be this sense of like, wow. And here I was thinking that that was really shitty or fucked up than that happened. Um, and it was, right? That's fine. But also, I couldn't have gotten here if that hadn't happened, right? So, really wonderful, beneficial reflections that open up your mind and broaden. And it's like Spirit is saying they open up your mind and they open up the road. You are doing or have been doing some deep reflection and deep healing, Capricorn, that I love to see, along the lines of that world card of like looking back and seeing where you've been has gotten you to where you are, the good and the bad of that, right? Four of Swords is sitting in your past, reflection, recovery, a little bit of convalescence. Some of you may have been doing a little bit of like hiding from the world, like a little bit of hermiting, a little bit of like, I just need some time and space to get my head straight. It looks like it was highly, highly beneficial, very healing period for you. In the present moment, Six of Swords. Love to see it. Six of Swords is, I've pulled all of the swords out of all the cruel words or thoughts or events out of my body. And now Spirit is talking about like somatic healing and things like that, where it's like, well, we won't even go there. Some of you are going to know what that's about, and that'll resonate something for you. But this idea of locating where the pain is in our body. And, it's like, oh, I do have this pain in my hip, but also it happened when I was, abandoned by my mother at this age or whatever the fuck. And when we assimilate and integrate and understand the pain a little better in our mind and in our heart, sometimes we may find that it alleviates pain in our body. You know what I mean? Because as they say, the body keeps the score. Maybe some of you are looking into things like that. This is pulling the pain out and putting it where it belongs. It's like I do not need to carry the wound in order to keep the lesson. So I will keep the lesson and close the wound. That's what Spirit is saying. It'll change your life. And change is scary. In the energy around and available to you, the Tower. The Tower is things crumbling that you thought would last forever, structures in our life, institutions sometimes. So, in the energy around and available to you, I feel like for some of you, this represents you watching things crumble for other people. This affects you, but this is not you. You are certainly not crumbling. Old ways of being are crumbling. Things that are not real are crumbling. Capricorn, you're ruled by Saturn. And you may have heard people talk about, or may have experienced yourself, one or more of your Saturn returns. And when Saturn comes around, he brings the pressure. He brings unflinching truth. Like, this is the limit, right? And, when the limit is unflinchingly enforced, that feels like pressure. And if something isn't real, Saturn will dissolve it, will crumble it. So if something in your life is not good for you, it may be getting crumbled up right now. And it feels like it's not an accident that it's happening in tandem with you doing this healing on yourself. As within, so without. As I dissemble and dissolve these partitions and walls and wounds within myself, the scar tissue, certain old structures in my life will dissolve along with them. And it may be scary, but it sets me free. And that's what I'm hearing is perhaps you've been living by old rules unconsciously, and you've become conscious. You've become conscious and you have decided to step back and do a bit of an audit. There's this theme of figuring out what is useful for you, what is working, and what is not, and what needs to go. So, for some of you, I feel like this relates to career and the way that you make your money, and this feeling of like, oh, this isn't it. This isn't what I want anymore. I'm moving on. There's just this continuing theme of moving on, new choice, different direction. I'm actually done with this. I'm actually done with the phase of my life where this was the kind of prevailing theme or the prevailing message. I'm moving on. I'm changing the rules, sitting in the key position, Ace of Swords, a breakthrough, an honest conversation, perhaps first with yourself and then with other people, where it's like, we can't keep doing this to ourselves, or that's bullshit, or this isn't working, or I've got to start doing this, or what is the truth that kind of cuts to the core for you, Capricorn? You're doing some really great work in your mind. You know, the swords are one of the more difficult suits, you know? So seeing any number of swords cards in the reading is like, oh shit, here we go. The likelihood of pulling, you know, uh, a 2, a 5, a 9, a 10, those kind of rougher swords cards is always there. But you've got the 4, the 6, and the ace. These are actually cards of clarity. These are cards of movement that come about because of clarity. So, movement is possible when you get very clear. You can make a decision. I want to go north. I want to go love. I want to go passion. I want to go work. I want to go money. Whatever. I want to go do your thing. Okay. Sitting in the future. We have 3 cards because that's how Spirit wanted it. First, the Hierophant, the rules, and the rule maker, the holder of sacred knowledge and wisdom. Some of you are, I'm hearing this specifically, this will not apply to all of you. Some of you are thinking about going back to school. This is like, oh, okay, the only way to do the thing that I want to do means achieving this degree or this certification or whatever. Or this could be something like, you know, I want to go to a personal trainer because they have sacred knowledge, and if they show me how to do it exactly right, then I can do it exactly right. The Hierophant is someone who brings order. Okay. Um, it is followed by 6 of Cups, another card of reflection, another card of looking on, excuse me, looking on the past. And 6 of Cups is nostalgic, it's wistful. Some of you may be going to therapy, and that may be the sacred knowledge that the Hierophant is giving you. Like, oh, hey, I can help you process 4 and 6 of Swords. I can help you process even Ace of Swords, these epiphanies that you're having, or these wounds, and we can put them in their proper place. So somebody may help you with your emotions, and that brings you to a place of temperance. That brings you to a place of ease and understanding and flow. And temperance is a card of like moderation. A little of this, a little of that. It's very gentle. There's not like steep lows and major highs and etc. It's ease. And you know, it's learning that we don't have to go to extremes. And that's what Spirit is saying, is a lot of you are learning that um, maybe there was burnout in the past when you went off after something you wanted, and now there's this like deep physical resistance to doing that because you don't want to burn out again, or the last time you went for something you wanted, it broke your heart, and your broken heart is like, no, please, we can't go yet, or whatever. And there's some healing to be done there, and like a felt sense of safety in the body that wants to be had. And then you're going to be able to move wholeheartedly, full-throatedly in that direction. um I love this reading for you. I feel like again, some of you are getting professional help in this area with the Hierophant, or at least professional guidance of some kind, someone who has knowledge that you don't have that can help you out and show you the way, right? Um, whether you have that in the form of a human being, whether you have that in form of, oh, I'm listening to this, the body keeps the score, or I'm listening to this therapist, or I'm listening to this podcast, or whatever that is really helping me process some things. However that looks for you, you are changing your life. You are changing the way that you look at your past, and that is altering your future for the better. Beautiful thing. I'm seeing clarity. I'm seeing epiphanies. Um, and again, it's like it's so much easier to move when we have that clarity. It's showing up for you. More than one person, Spirit is saying, more than one person. This Page of Wands, this Hierophant energy, there's more than one person, even the Six of Cups, that is going to be coming around to help guide you on this path. Open your heart, be the Knight of Cups. Be open to the vulnerability of seeking change and being open to being led and guided. I know you're a Capricorn, you're the leader. That's why I understand, like, there's humility in that. And the humility of knowing that we don't know everything opens us to knowing so much more. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. Let's pull a couple of star codes cards. Give you a little guidance as we close the reading. Spirit, you see Capricorn. They are on this adventure. They are on this path to understanding. What do you want to offer them in the month of March as guidance for their highest good? What else do they need to know? Their highest good. Wow. Wow. Well, we did say cardinal signs and cardinal houses, right? Because a cardinal house, your house of home, is being highlighted. So, fourth house, home and family. Your second card, Taurus, your fellow earth sign. Keyword is cultivate. So, cultivating your home, cultivating your roots. The fourth house is the past because it's where we come from. It is, again, home and family, how we were raised, even our culture. Like, oh, how did this inform who I am and what I'm doing? And which parts am I aware of? Which parts am I not aware of? As I look back and I cultivate the past, again, I alter my future. So, time is a flat circle. Write a letter to your past self and tell them what you needed to hear at that age or in that period. And then notice what kind of ripples show up in your life that are like, well, that's weird. I didn't think that, like, telling my 13-year-old self that I love how strange and creative and proud and hard-headed or etc. that they are. I didn't know that that would ripple into my present and allow me to show up in a more courageous way at work. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that magic is real, time is a flat circle, and you're the most powerful being in the universe. Okay. I hope that this is helpful for you, Capricorn. I really appreciate you being here. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you have thoughts or stories, I'm always so grateful to hear them in the comments below. And if you ever want to get a personal reading and really get this bug-eyed experience right into your soul, the way to do that is also in the box below this reading. Thanks for being here, Capricorn. I really hope that this helps. And if I don't see you in another reading, I hope I will see you at the mid-month. All right. Bye-bye.